All right, we will start off right now. We'll go to Michelle Vopel and then throw it over to China Robinson.
Hey Diana, I was wondering, is Leo old enough now? I saw him at the game in Vegas with Penny. Is he old enough to know what this is all about? I know he's only 3, and has he seen your medals or Penny's medals? I mean, does he know that's what you're playing for now?
Yeah, well, he was actually at the World Cup in Tenerife a couple years ago. So, I mean, he was really young then. He was probably a year and a half. But, now he's 3. He's been to all the Mercury games. He's been to the Phoenix Suns games. So he knows I'm on the court. I'm just competing with the mascots, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Does it mean something extra to you that this Olympics he is going to be maybe old enough to remember, or he'll be able to see pictures of it? It's different than I know you had him with the World Cup, but you haven't had him with an Olympics before. Does that make it a little more special?
Yeah, he definitely. I think he recognizes obviously, BG and Sue, people and Skylar, people that he's seen a lot. So, for him to be able to watch the games and maybe take a little memory or two out of them, it's special for me and Penny in a lot of ways.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem.
China, and then we'll go to Cameron Cox.
Hey, DT. Good to see you. Speaking of Leo, I was excited to see Penny courtside with a nice little round stomach. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Adding one to the family. You mentioned before that this may be one of the more challenging Olympics that you've been a part of for obvious reasons, but just wanted you to kind of talk a little bit more about why you feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, we all know how competitive basketball's gotten in the last, 5 to 10 years, and you've seen that every year in the Olympics and the World Championships. With the influx of international players in the WNBA, us going internationally, I think there's just a synergy between, basketball countries that, I think there's the parity is coming, and you can see that, and it's no different for us in this Olympics. When you talk about our opening game against Nigeria, that's a team that has gone through the process of getting to where they are, and now they're coming into these games expecting to win and play well. So I think we have to really ratchet up our competitiveness and making sure we take every step with full respect. And this is a different team that we've had in a long time. We've had a couple newcomers. We don't necessarily have the same roster from the World Championship team. So we're learning and we're navigating the things that we need to improve on and things that we do well. So it's exciting. And it all starts tomorrow, and I think we're all anxious to play.
And just a quick follow-up, when you look back at your first Olympics, what was that like when you reflect? Like, what do you think some of these young guys are really feeling right now as they're getting ready for their first game?
Yeah, it was exciting. It was 2004 Athens. I was the youngest kid on the team, and I'm looking around, and I'm with Cheryl, with Lisa, with Tina, guys that I looked up to growing up, and they had accomplished so much. And I don't really remember certain moments, but I always remember, them coming over and just saying, play your game. You're here for a reason. Be confident. And just little things like that to ease your mind and to really, give you that little bit of confidence when you go in the game that you have to go in there and do something. You have to change the game. You have to, make sure you're there for a reason. And that's what I've been telling, these guys that it's their first time. You're here for a reason. And, you got to contribute and you got to compete.
Thanks, Diana.
No problem.
Thank you. Now we'll go to Cameron Cox.
ADT, Cameron Cox here in Phoenix. Hope everything's going well. Speaking of '04, I found a picture of Coach hugging Lisa and you smiling in the background from back in the day. She mentioned that, one thing that's never changed about you is how excited you are during practice. And I guess just how much fun is it to do this once again, have this ride again? And do you find yourself enjoying it more later in life than you did early on? Or what's the biggest difference for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, everything comes to an end, and when you get closer to the end, you start really appreciating things a little bit more. And that's the thing I love the most is being on the court. Whether it's practice, shoot around, games. Those are the moments that I really love. When you see a team coming together and improving, day by day, and on this team, you have to do that pretty quickly. So I think the more you're involved, as far as communicating with people, you get to that level a little bit quicker, and just enjoy playing basketball. I still enjoy going to the gym. It's, to me, it's still beautiful.
And then a quick follow-up, are you good to go for the game?
Yeah, I'll be ready to go.
All right, thanks, D.
No problem.
Tyler Bronski with Nesson.
Hey, Diana. What type of questions have the first-time Olympians on this roster been asking you as they go through this experience for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, it's a much different experience that we've had in the past, obviously with the different restrictions with, no fans. So it's kind of been more of Olympics of, how well we've meshed together. Probably the question we got the most is like, do you guys really walk this much at opening ceremonies? I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is opening ceremonies. Like, it's a long day of walking and waiting, and you get to the village and you get to take pictures with all these other countries, and then you get back on in a line and walk and get in a bus and then get off the bus and walk some more. So I think opening ceremonies, when you watch as a fan, is amazing, and then when you're the athlete, it's kind of like a long workout.
Thank you. Excuse me, Michelle Vogel.
Yeah, Diana, I just wanted to follow up. Are you at this point on any kind of restriction in terms of how long you can play, or has this been a thing where you've kind of felt good enough for a while, you just wanted to wait until now? I guess if you could maybe give us a little context, that would be great.
Yeah, like I think just talking with the training staff, getting here to Tokyo was huge, knowing we were going to have those 6 days of, really being able to be on the court and kind of go through the progression that you need when you haven't been on the court for, 2.5, 3 weeks. So, the last 2 days I've been on court. I've done pretty much all of the things that, I need to do to be back on the court. So, I'll be ready to go tomorrow, and then I'll be as many minutes as Don needs. I'll be there.
Have you been dealing with a lot of pain? I know you're used to, at this point, you've dealt with all kinds of pain as a player, but is it been a painful thing, or has it been more just an annoying thing, I guess, if you would say?
No, it's been painful. I mean, there are times where, you kind of got to grind through the pain. And this is one of them where I feel good, but there's still some pain, but you can't make it any worse. So at this point, just got to make sure I do all the things that make me feel a little bit better to go onto the court.
Thank you.
Doug Feinberg, you're next, and we'll close it out.
Hey, D. So I'm curious, you guys were in the bubble last year from the WNBA. Did that prepare you at all for what you're going through now as far as lockdown and not really be able to do much outside of basketball?
Has Argentina cut the lead, more importantly?
Yeah, they're down 18 right now.
See, I don't think the Doncic coverage is working right now for some reason.
Yes, don't play him one-on-one. That's not smart coverage.
Yeah, I mean, this is very reminiscent of the bubble. You go to the gym, you come back to the hotel, you're kind of on lockdown. You're not allowed to walk outside or get any, fresh air. So I think we're all pretty prepared for this moment where, we're here for one reason, and we enjoy each other's company. So we'll go up to the players' lounge. We watched women's soccer the other day. We watched 3-on-3. We watched, a couple of us went to the men's game last night. So, there's not a lot of time to enjoy this beautiful country, but, we'll do our best to make sure we concentrate on what we're here for.
Thank you, D.
And last question, we'll go to Takeshi Shibata.
Hello, Diana. Thank you for your time. So I was trying to ask the same kind of question that Mr. Feinberg was asking, but here's a different question. There's a Devin Booker now in Tokyo. So if you have any kind of interactions with your Phoenix friend, please share.
Yeah, I saw him this morning at breakfast, and he just came off a flight from Phoenix, and he's super excited to be here. I know Devin is an amazing competitor, so he's going to add a lot to this team. I know last night they didn't start off like they wanted to, but it's a long tournament, and you never want to peak too early. So we have the utmost confidence in them, and Book is just a competitor. He's going to come here and bring a different edge. And
if you have any contact with Japanese friends, how about this?
I did. I had contact with one Japanese friend. Let me show you a picture. Mm-hmm. I think you know her. I think you might know her. She's the most famous Japanese player ever. I think you might know her.
Yuko? Yes, sir. I know her.
My favorite. I love Shin.
Okay, so you are in touch. That's very good.
I got to see her in the village, and we talked for about 10 minutes. It was really nice to see her.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so much.
Well,
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Diana. Appreciate. And we'll have Jewel Lloyd will be up next.